I think we're going to see a level of desperation in this country that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. And I think a lot of people are going to turn on one another. And it's going to be dog eat dog. And when I think about the situation, I think about this movie I just saw, Glengarry, Glen Ross. First of all, it's a ridiculous title, but it's a great movie. It has an incredible cast. It stars Al Pacino, Ed Harris, Kevin Spacey, Jack Lemmon. Incredible cast. Four New York salesmen in 1992. This is in the 90s. Four New York salesmen are in a pressure cooker. They come into work and they realize they're told that, hey, you're all fired unless you can be the top salesman. There's four of them. The first guy is going to get a car. The second guy is going to get a set of steak knives. And third and fourth place means you're fired. Well, watching this dynamic, watching these people turn on their manager, watching them turn on one another, watching them try to manipulate one another, contemplate criminal activities. And they're all obsessed over getting good leads so they can find these people, these leads, these families, these people with regular people with money, and basically fleece them. And there's this one scene when Al Pacino's character is trying to talk this guy out of canceling a deal. So basically he made a deal with the guy sent him a check, his wife sent his ass right back up to their office and told him to get that check back. And what Al Pacino has to do is talk this guy out of it, try to convince him that he can afford to wait another 3 days. I mean, just watching this guy work is just absolutely amazing. You know what he's doing is terrible. You know what he's doing is harmful. But the guy is an artist, okay? Con artist, I would say. And watching his buddy, his fellow salesman, tag team this guy is just really remarkable. This is a really good movie that sort of describes what I think we're seeing right now in this world, and what we're going to see a lot more if this economy continues down this path. All right. And you watch these different salesmen just come up with these schemes, trying to talk to the manager, trying to get him to do certain things. It's incredible. And definitely worth watching. If you have Prime, Amazon Prime, definitely check it out. Glengarry, Glen Ross, highly recommended because it's a pressure cooker, and I think a lot of us are going to end up in that pressure cooker, and we're going to find out what type of people we really are. Another movie worth checking out, and I don't care about its politics or whatever, it's called Don't Look Up. I think that's on Netflix. Don't Look Up. There's Ariana Grande in it, but anyway. Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence play these scientists who discovered that there's a killer comet, a planet killer headed towards Earth. And they're trying to warn the media. They're trying to warn the government. They're trying to warn everybody that, hey, we got to do something or we're all going to die. This is one scene when Leonardo DiCaprio is trying to navigate the media sphere, and he just basically has a complete meltdown, saying that the government doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They lost their mind. And I just can't stop watching that clip. So some people said that, oh, this has parallels with climate change, and that was a real message. I don't care. When I think about that movie, I think about how I think the government would respond to a real serious threat. So when you look at the desperation in that first movie, Glengarry, Glen Ross, and you look at how I think the government is going to respond to a major crisis, which is what you get in Don't Look Up, we're going to be in big trouble. I mean, last week people were talking about Trump might be dead and all this other stuff, and like, okay. We all saw the reports about his ankles and his hand and all this other stuff. I'm not going to speculate. I don't wish harm on him or Biden or anybody, but I think we're going to have some really big challenges, and I wonder if the so-called leadership, the people in government, which they're not really, I wonder if they're going to be ready to really deal with this situation. But anyway, those are two movie recommendations I can make. That's all I have on my mind right now. Oh yeah, I was about to mention Glock. Apparently Glock's trying to, this is way off the subject, but Glock was apparently trying to work with some type of new legislation involving switches or whatever to make the guns automatic. They're trying to put more legacy. They don't need more gun control. That crap doesn't work. Okay, that stuff was only geared towards law-abiding citizens. That crap doesn't work to help anybody stay safe. Okay, I'm sick of it. You can't negotiate with these people. You make guns. If you make guns, Glock, they're going to try to sue you. They're going to try to stop you. Period. They're anti-gun. Period. What are you doing? Boy, I'm about to have another Leonardo DiCaprio moment where I'm yelling saying, and we're all going to die. Anyway, love that scene. So anyway, these are some of the things that are on my mind right now. Of course, some people are still talking about the Atlas potential comet or asteroid or whatever the hell it is coming towards Earth. Apparently, it's going to be on the other side of the sun when it gets closer, and it's going to come. Anyway, at this point, you know, I'm expecting Project Blue Light. I just don't trust the authorities, and that could be dangerous for a country if the government gets to the point where it has no credibility. People don't want to listen to them. And speaking of which, another movie, Contagion, with Matt Dillon and Glenn Paltrow. Oh, and Kate Winslet. It's about this global pandemic. This is before COVID. Okay, they're actually shooting it in 2020. Were they? I'm not sure. No, it's long before 2020. This is before 2020. Anyway, it's about COVID. Not COVID, it's about a pandemic. One with a high kill rate, around 20%. So that was, COVID was less than 1% at times, so depending on the place. But anyway, really interesting movie. Again, looking at how people respond to the crisis, the panic, the grocery store scene, the pharmacy scene, how people fought over what they thought was the potential cure. The guy played by Jude Law, he was basically on the internet trying to hype up some drugs, trying to exploit the situation. And there's one point, well, I'm not going to give away all the movies. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth checking out. These are 3 movies I definitely recommend because I think they're relevant to what I think we're going through and what we're going to be going through. And by the way, World War III, yeah, there's going to be kinetics and look a lot like World War II, but in a lot of ways it won't. I think it's going to be biowarfare. That's what I see. So anyway, 3 movies that I think describe what we're going to be experiencing really soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. So I'm not saying an asteroid is going to hit, but I'm saying there's going to be a big challenge. There's going to be some big challenges, and I don't think our government is going to be equipped to really handle them. And I wonder, are we going to be equipped to handle them? These movies show situations where we really aren't.